Good afternoon, good morning. This is Mark Johnson from Loyalty 360. I hope everyone's happy, safe, and well. I want to welcome you back to our discussion in Customer Loyalty Series, which was previously our Top 10 series. We produced this series to address the challenges and opportunities brands are facing today regarding their customer channel and brand loyalty programs. We hope that the insight that we bring through this discussion series will help them drive more efficacy and efficiency in their programs. Those on or in the Customer Loyalty Discussion Series are a select group of well-respected thought leaders in the customer experience and customer loyalty industry from agencies, technology providers, and consultancies. We are privileged to receive their powerful perspectives, their timely insight, but most importantly, the best practices they are currently implementing with their clients to affect customer success and customer loyalty outcomes. We hope their timely advice and unique perspectives can be helpful to you, and obviously we would love you to engage them as well. Today's topic is focused on something in this series or in the industry now that is very important. How are you helping brands drive customer loyalty? So what one piece of advice would you give to brands, to marketers who are running customer loyalty and customer experience programs to help them drive efficacy and efficiencies? So let's go ahead and take a look.
I think there's maybe two quick pieces of advice that go into this, and they play really well with each other. The first is to identify, as I mentioned several times, business outcomes. I will say that until I'm blue in the face. Everything else stems from alignment there. You can build the most exciting program in the world, but if it doesn't produce the outcomes that the business requires, it's a real missed opportunity. So using the data that you collect to drive that incrementality that you're seeking, we at Stuzo call that wallet steering, but it's really important to have alignment there on those business outcomes. The second piece quickly is about getting to know customers and what it is that they expect from their relationship with you as a brand. Everyone loves to reference the Starbucks case studies, the Dunkin' case studies, because they do an exceptional job. But I would argue that they have largely been successful for a lot of reasons, but largely because they understand their role in the consumer's life. They understand what it means to be Starbucks in your life on a day-to-day basis, or what it means to be Dunkin'. And so what I encourage retailers that I'm working with to think about is, what is your role in your consumer's life, and how can you make that role even stronger, that relationship stronger, by doing that role really well. Not everybody is going to be the Starbucks in their customer's life, and it's important that we know that and we acknowledge that when we think about designing programs.
So yeah, I think you've hit upon it. I mean, for us, the foundation of a great customer experience is being able to offer it seamlessly across all of the different touch points and channels. So one of the big challenges is, how do you make sure your data is centralized and easily accessible to use to really make decisions around contextual marketing, around relevance, and around engaging customers in the right way on the right channel. So one part is bringing all of that data into a place that you can use it. And then the other part is orchestrating across all of these fragmented channels. Being able to talk to you, Mark, when you're on a bus, or when you're driving a car, or when you're in front of your television or your laptop. Each of those opportunities is a different touch point, which requires a different set of decisions in order to really present that to you. So brands who are starting to think about this really need to think about capabilities that enable them to bring in the data from silos and then use that to orchestrate across many channels, I think.
There's some things that we focus on with our clients, and one is I would spend time either internally or with your CX partner mapping out the customer journey and then connecting those passive and active listening channels to each moment of truth in that journey. It's a pretty eye-opening exercise to go through, and we've been fortunate to do this with a number of our clients, where you sit down and you literally just map out like all the different connections that a customer will have with your brand, and how are you listening at each one of those moments of truth. And then I would say that constantly evaluate the progress you're making on your customer experience measurement strategy. Are you maturing it, and how do you compare to others? And then the last point I would make is getting the data in the hands of frontline employees to take immediate action. That's a pretty straightforward one. And that hasn't changed, right, since we've done IVR surveys all the way through to today. Getting access to the data to the people that can have an impact on that customer in the moment is critical.
So the first is, I think I've seen over the many years I've been in this space, brands try and do a Me Too type program, and it then ends up being I also have a program approach, right? So I think it has to start with really getting all your data together and understanding your customer first, right? So I think it needs to start with that, right? So understand your customers and then really go and figure what are those three things that different sets of customers want, right? And then launch a program. If you really want to change your program, it has to start with it has to really start with that. The second approach, the second thing I would say is, this is for the folks who already have a program. So I think today, unfortunately, the industry is full of very siloed point solutions, right? So you run loyalty in one place, you get some data, there's a non-member data line somewhere else. Then you take all this data, you send it to an agency, they do some analytics for you, then you get it back, you feed it into a campaign tool, then you do some kind of engagement. And I think the consumer today, is not going to wait for you to go through your cycles of what's happening, right? So, and over the last 7-8 years, especially with the cloud and machine learning and some of that, I think that cycle has really moved from, a few weeks to a few minutes, right? So if your tech is not nimble today, you throw how many ever people at it, it's not going to help, right? So, and that's the thing that I would, again, the second piece of advice would be, I think it's important to, especially in a world where there are a lot of D2C e-commerce first brands, for some of the more traditional companies to survive, it has to start with embracing the world of new tech, right? So, yeah.
We hope you enjoyed today's discussion on the one piece of advice that you would give to those running customer experience and customer loyalty programs to help improve them. Remember to check back each Wednesday for an updated video in this series, and each Thursday check back in for our Throwback Thursday series, which features compiled brand marketer responses from the Leaders in Customer Loyalty series on a topic germane to customer loyalty. Please subscribe to the series, leave us feedback, and make sure to visit loyalty360.org daily for more thoughts and perspectives on customer channel and brand loyalty.